Hey guys, so it's been like a week, but it feels like forever since I've done a video. Well, I'm back from my Orlando trip. I got back home Thursday last week. At night time, I was there for a couple days during the 4th of July week. It was a random spur of the moment trip, unplanned, because I didn't realize that our workplace, we were closed on the 3rd and the 4th. So I was like, I'm gonna go, and then my accident happened and blah blah. I almost didn't go, but actually glad that I went because there's more to the story, but I'll explain that in the near future. But anyway, sorry if this video is all over the place, but I got so much to tell you, and it's gonna be about my Orlando trip and my diet, my exercising. But this is what I look like right now. As you guys know, since my accident, I did not work out for like a month, a whole month actually. And I was sort of nervous inside going back to the gym, thinking that I would be so out of it, so out of shape, not being able to run or work out or being tired easily, and nervous going back to the gym because it's been long. 1 month for me of not working out is long. And I went back to the gym when I came back from my trip. I went on Monday and I felt fine. I felt the same, no changes. I wasn't nervous at all. I don't know why I thought I would be nervous. I would be scared, thinking like I'm gonna see new people around. People are gonna like, where happened to that girl? Like, why do I even care about what people think? Those little stupid things in my head. But anyway, went to the gym, did the same stuff. I was pleased. I was pleased, and in such a long time, I'm so proud of myself. I went and worked out an hour and 30 minutes, 5 days. I went Monday through Friday. I was actually gonna go today, but I did some errands this morning, woke up early, then watched a movie, got back home, tired. So I'm gonna rest this weekend. Maybe I'll go tomorrow, maybe not. But I think it's best that I rest this weekend and do 5 days again when money comes up. But yeah, I feel good, I feel great. And I went on the scale the day I came back home from Orlando. No weight gain at all. 155 pounds. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy. I think it was luck as well. But let me talk to you about my Orlando trip. I hope this video doesn't go forever. But anyway, Orlando trip. It was kind of a mess. It was happy. It was annoying. And I told you it was kind of unplanned. And for some reason, I don't know, my cousin, who is my uncle, who is a year older than me, this is my second time ever meeting him. So barely, I never really know him. I knew of him my whole life growing up. He really never knew of me. And the first time we met was when I moved to Ohio and he came over to visit. He grew up in Chicago and I grew up in California, and he was in the army forever. Um, it's been like maybe 4 or 5 years now since he's been out, and the poor thing, you can't possibly understand what people who serve the army, navy, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, but you can't possibly understand what they have to go through. Talk about PTSD, post-traumatic disorder, and all of these like type of depressions. Everyone's different, but damn, I didn't realize how bad it was. But yeah, I just thought he was like me. He was hyper. He was outgoing. He was talkative. But the poor guy, he was quiet. He was just quiet in the car. And I don't know, I would turn on music and he would just show no emotions or reaction, and I would feel stupid being all hyper and loud around him. So most of the time that I was driving, I was so quiet. And it was hard because I wouldn't offend him, I wouldn't scare him, I wouldn't make him nervous. And he'd be so scared. Like, we would go to Disneyland and stuff. The poor boy walked so slow. He's all the way down there. It seems like he was scared of people and nervous all the time, and that kind of irritated me. But half the time, I had to be patient with the boy. And then, for some reason, Well, I just thought he was like me, so he knew what he was doing. He knew where we were going, but it was so hard. I did all the talking, I did all the searching, I did all the looking. But don't get me wrong, I love him to death. He's fam. I love him. He's a great person. So the day that we had to go, well, okay, let me slow down. So got to Orlando, still not prepared because we were supposed to rent a car. But his friend offered to um, give us a tour of his place, thinking that maybe I can stay at his place, would be better and save money and not stay at a hotel. So we went to his place. It's a really nice house, but there's guys there, and I'm new, and I don't know him personally. If it was a family member I knew of, then I would stay there. But I was like, no. And then by the time we got to his place, all the car rental places were closed. So I wanted to strangle my cousin because he could have like prepared that for me because I'm the one that's visiting. But anyway, we ended up going back to the airport. By the time we finished getting the car rentals, talking to the customer service people, getting all settled, it was like 8, 9 o'clock, and then we had to go to the hotel to get checked in. And by the time we ate dinner, I had no food since breakfast because that morning I had Totino's microwavable, whatever you call it, for breakfast. That's all I had in water. So when we were driving around with a friend looking for sushi or whatever, I don't know. I did have a fish fillet Monday night in Orlando, Florida. So by the time we had dinner, we didn't know where to go. I really wanted sushi. He didn't know where to go. He didn't know which was where. The poor thing. I want to strangle him again. There's a lot of strangle moments with my vacation. So by the time we got to the hotel, all settled and stuff, we ended up walking around the Florida area where my hotel was. Florida area. Found Denny's. There's Denny's in Florida. It makes me think of home. It was nice. It was beautiful. So we ate Denny's. So I ordered the ultimate omelet. I couldn't finish it because back in the day I would finish the whole thing, tore it up, eat the whole thing. And I did order a chocolate shake and water, but I gave half of the shake to my uncle. And I used to be able to drink all of that, but for some reason I didn't want to. I was trying to be good too at the same time. So I ended up eating the leftovers the next day, which was good. And I was proud of myself for not eating the whole thing in one day, even though I thought I was really hungry because I really didn't eat. So, Disney time. I'm looking at the time because, yeah. So, the day of Disney trip, it was a mess because my cousin goes to school in the morning from 6 to 12. So, by the time we got back to the hotel, I got ready, all settled. So, we're on the way going to Disneyland. And then, not Disneyland, Disney World. So, when you get to Disney World, you got to go on this cart trolley ride, and then you get on to this, what was it, like a BART type thing. If you live in California, you know I'm talking about, like a BART subway type thing, to get to the main entrance where you buy a ticket. So I'm ready getting my tickets, and then try to use my ATM card. It was declined because I did have money in there, but I did paid a lot of bills, and also the fact that when I rented the car at the airport, have in mind when I got back later and then went to the friend's house and decided that I'm going to stay at the hotel, we went back to the airport to get the car rental. But anyway, the car rental was 300 something, but they actually charged 500 ish because that was like a deposit or something, which I kind of forgot. The guy did tell me, I forgot about. So it kind of put a hold on my bank account because it was a major purchase, so I couldn't use anything else on the card. And I did have money in there, so thank God for credit cards, and I paid my credit card. But then my cousin didn't have his debit card, and guess what happened? The debit card, he bought something early that morning and he threw it in the trash can with his other crap that he bought in the morning that he finished. He threw with the receipt in the plastic bag in the trash can outside from a hotel room, not close by a hotel room, down on like the other side of the hotel room where we park at the parking lot. And did I mention right before Disney when we were looking for food because I was looking for sushi, we went to 3 different places looking for sushi and food. and he didn't know where he was going. I thought he would. He made it seem like he did this whole time for my trip to Orlando. But anyway, all we went to 3 different sushi locations. Driving around Dewas, iPhone, Google Map, Surrey, whatever. All the sushi places were not open until 5 o'clock on weekdays. I don't know if it was just Orlando or I don't know sushi. I can understand if it was like a weekend. Sushi opens really late, but it was a weekday and it opened till 5 o'clock. Maybe people eat sushi as much as we do in California. I don't know, but failed. So I was frustrated with the sushi searching. So we just ended up going to Disneyland, and then that's when the whole debit card, whatever. So I got my ticket, and then we had to go write the card and whatever back, and it was like a long ride. I was frustrated. It was like 4 something already. So we went back to the hotel, and then thank the Lord, his debit card was in the trash can. Strangle moment again. So went back to Disney World, rode the trolley subway, finally official, ready to like deal with Disney World. Yeah. So basically, that whole day of Disney World, the only thing I had that I could remember was water and Gatorade before we left the hotel, and I think my leftover Denny's that morning and Red Bull. So all day long, we were at Disney World. It was a blast until 12 o'clock midnight until it closed. No food in our bodies. I did order a Coke and we shared because that shit is expensive. Everything's expensive at Disney World. But we survived and we got home that night drinking more Gatorade, Corona. I did 3, he did 3. It was a 6 pack and more Red Bull, and we were buzzed and talking and laughing and had some family conversations that we missed out on and some things that we needed to go over about things that happened to us that we missed out on each other because he grew up in Chicago and I was in California, and some stuff happened that I'm glad it did because it kind of solved issues that I guess both of us had and more of him. And I won't get into detail. I might mention some stuff in the future, but I think there was a reason that I came because if I didn't come visit him, something bad would have happened. Not good stuff. And I really do. Everything happens for a reason. And we kind of both regret that we didn't know of each other because we both have issues with certain family members and people we have to deal with in our life growing up that aren't the most positive people, and sometimes you're still stuck and alone. And I feel like if we knew each other at the time, he would have been okay. But okay, long story. But the actual day that we had real food was day number 3 in Orlando at Universal Studios because we still didn't know what to eat, still know where to go, and our actual real meal was at Bubba Gums in Orlando, Florida at Universal Studios. Yeah, it was so good. It was so good. I ordered a shrimp heaven, and he ordered some kind of shrimp. I don't know what it's called, but it's got the scampi thing. Mine was heaven. It was like um coconut shrimp, tempura shrimp, and some fries. It was so good. And I ordered appetizer calamari, and I had some kind of like mango syrupy soda thingy, and my cousin got beer, but I took a sip, but that's about it. And then the whole day, had a blast at Universal Studios. Cousin was a little bit annoying from time to time. It's just because he was in the army, and it's hard to deal with the boy sometimes. It's hard to talk about it, and I don't want to be like I'm bashing on him. I love him to death, but there were so many strangle moments. But yeah, if you can tell, I got really dark, and that's why I was really happy that I didn't gain weight. And it was a lot of walking. It was a lot of walking. We were at Universal's all day, at Disney World all day, and I did alligator feeding, and I did go kart racing. It was amazing. It was half amazing, half grr, but I It was good. It was good. All right, I gotta stop this. I might have to do another video. See ya.